All right. Good morning, good evening, or good afternoon, folks, wherever you are joining us from. My name is Karthik, and welcome to the stream. Um, I hope all of you are doing safe and staying healthy. I'm running a bit late today morning, almost like 5, 10, some 15, 20 minutes. So, yeah, let's get started in a while. Kevin Evans, welcome to the stream. Glad to have you here. I still have a bit of sore throat, which is just really scary in the time of COVID. But yeah, it's hopefully nothing. Mm, okay, so what we are going to do is let's jump right into it. We had a few tasks that we were working on, and I think after yesterday's stream, we are just going to focus on that. Um, I want to make sure though, if my audio is proper. Just let me know if you guys can hear me. Okay. Um, if you folks can hear me, okay, and the audio is fine, just let me know. Okay. Let's get started. Let's switch in here. Okay, thanks for that, Kevin. Right, so here's what we were doing yesterday. So yesterday we spent a lot of time getting this correct, and if you remember the last stream, somewhere on Thursday last week. Okay, I am okay. Yeah, I just saw some drop frames, but looks like I'm back to normal. Yeah, so we had this issue where we were basically calling the AWS SDK to write something to DynamoDB and to read something from DynamoDB. But what was happening is it was reading it was making the call, but then it would not wait till the values of variables were set, and it was not speaking out the response. And the reason why this was so is because we did not wrap. We tried async and await, but the best way to go about this was to kind of wrap all of that logic into a promise. So yesterday what we did was we had a database.js, and now in database.js you can now see all our table name and everything in here, right? And basically what we did was we defined AWS the table name, and then we made a function called as db helper. Now this db helper has a method called as get user, and the get user method will now basically get the item, and then it will just resolve the data, and it would just send that back to the method. So now once we have done all these things, right, back here all we need to do is we need to say db helper.get user, pass the user id, and pass the data, get the data back and do whatever we need to do with here, and that's it. That's pretty much what we need to do. So I'm just going to remove these stuff. Okay. Right. Always good to get hydrated. So what we are going to do here today, and I think we had written it down in the work log. So the first thing is we need to clean up the DB file helpers so that we do not have to use the variables twice. So look at this. We've got this table name here, and we are using the AWS variable here as well. So I need to figure out how to use this exports back in there, right? So that's what I need to use. So let's figure that out. Okay. Now I think what I'm going to do is let's start with just commenting out this code. Okay, let's just comment out this. Now if I do that, this code here is going to give me an error. So right here I've got this table name and my DynamoDB which needs to work properly. So oh, I still feel like I'm still waking up. So please excuse the bit of sluggishness today morning, folks. Okay. Right. So what we are going to do now is, I think we've defined the DB helper in here, right? And this DB helper has the AWS, the table name, the my DynamoDB function, right? And what we are going to do is export variable mode.js, right? Maybe we'll learn a bit more about modules. So one of the most how do we use module exports to plug an external module or sensibly break our project into multiple files? Is actually a property of the module object. This is how the module object looks like in the console.log module. Okay. The above object basically describes an encapsulated module from a JS file with module.exports being the exported component of any types. Object, function, string, and so on. Default exporting in a Node.js module is as simple as this. So you will just basically do module exports is equal to function, and then you basically just return, right? There's another way called named export where you basically do exports dot the name of the function, right? Or you just bundle them together. So just a second. So what happens if, let's try this. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is module.exports is equal to db helper Okay, I don't think I need to put in this DB helper and my DynamoDB and table name, right? So this is what I'm trying to export there. Let's see if this works, right? And then what I'll do here is db helper.get user, right? And at the very bottom I'll need to do db helper.table name, right? And here, okay, let's do this. DDB client, right? And then do db helper dot DynamoDB client, right? And this should be DDB client, right? So let's see if that's supposed to work. I don't think that would work, but let's see. That is nproc. Nope, that's not what I want. I want command prompt. cd projects. Yeah. cd DynamoDB underscore local underscore latest dir, right? So let's just go back to our readme.md and get all these values in here, and then once we kind of get all this, just going to say paste /port 2525. all right. I hate having to do this every morning though. This in itself takes like a dedicated amount of time. My development endpoint is assigned to me. Let's see the endpoints. Let's save it once again to be sure. Yep, done there. Let's come in here and start debugging. Alright, looks good. So let's do this.
Sorry, I had trouble doing what you asked. Please try again.
Right. So could not create table Wordcatcher dev1. But why is it trying to create a table? Like, start debugging. Okay, I kind of feel like it's working right now, but I'm not sure why it's working.
There was a problem with the request.
Okay, missing region in config. Did we not solve this? I think we solved
There was a problem with the requested skills response.
Okay, let's do one thing. Okay, I'm trying to go and try and do something here. Out here, I'm just changing the table name. Let's see if that solves the issue. Start debugging. Right. Let's just reload. Missing region in config.
There was a problem with the requested skills response.
Okay. Okay. Wait a minute. Are we doing that? Uh, okay, I think let's just put in the AWS config update. Let's see what happens.
There was a problem with the requested skills response.
This is weird. Missing region in config. Okay. Okay, let's do one thing here. Let's just go here and let's just see console.log dbhelper.table name, right? Just seeing if this is coming in correctly or not. Yeah, the table one is coming up properly here, right? So this is working. Missing region. Does this have something to do with this? Wait a minute. DDB adapter. You know what? I'm kind of thinking. I don't think we'll need a persistence adapter now, right? I mean, why do we need a persistence adapter? I mean, I could just go and manually create my table, right? And if it was just for creating table, yeah, I can create my table. So let's just do one thing. Let's just comment out this, right? And let's just comment out this too. Let's see if that makes any issue. Yeah, it doesn't seem to have any issue with that. Open Wordcatcher.
Sorry, I had trouble doing what you asked. Please try again.
dbhelper.getUser is not a function. How can it not be a function? dbhelper is equal to require dbhelper dot. Okay, so this I think is not. Yeah, I think this is not working at all. But just the other thing, right? I think. Okay, let's do one thing. Let's just comment this out. Oops. because the whole reason why we are doing this is because we needed the variables in there, but I don't think we need it anymore. So there we go. We don't need this, right? Yep.
Sorry, I had trouble doing what you asked. Please try again.
dbhelper.getUser is not a function. Okay, dbhelper is equal to function is new dbhelper. Index.js 31. Okay, I'm not really sure what's happening though. This used to just work properly. I don't think I need any of this. I don't think I need this as well. Right? I don't think I need the persistence adapter anymore. So let me just remove that as well. Run, stop debugging, start debugging again. Yeah, there we go. Now it's working. I'm not sure why this was not working before. Totally random. Yeah, it's working now. So I think, what we did is we removed the persistence adapter, and I don't think we needed to really get all the variables and all here. We just need to send the db helper function, and the db helper function is all we need to access here. Now, so that is done. So this is done. Now let's get we need to modify the function. So this is what was happening before. We were kind of getting the data, the user here. So even if it was a new user, the name would not be here. So oops, that's not what I intended to do. No SQL workbench. Application builder, open Wordcatcher. Right, let's scan. Okay, displaying one item. Alright, so now what we need to do here is console.log last answered day. Current day is equal to get current day number. let's see what happens for success, right? Success, table name, success undefined. So data.item is undefined. And yeah, so what we are going to do first is, let's change the code slightly. So if data.item is not equal to undefined, else, right? So if it's not undefined, that's when we kind of, if it is not undefined, then that means yeah, let's come to this logic slightly in a bit, okay? But if it is defined, what we are going to do, if it is undefined, what we are going to do is we are going to take the new user. So basically if data.item is undefined, we are going to say, hey, welcome to the skill and all those stuff, right? And then finally all this stuff happens. So let's see if this works. I'm going to run this debugging, right? Hopefully this works. Stop debugging. Okay. Open Wordcatcher. Okay. Okay, so I think I should just comment out this as well. Let's exit. Open Wordcatcher. Oh, you know what? Let's do one thing. This one ends with FDQ. This user ends with FDQ. So what I need to do here is switch off the user and reload. Let's go to development again. Open Wordcatcher again. So before resolving, you get the table parameters. Right. Okay, let's do one thing. If data item equal to undefined, let's just reverse it. What happens if we just reverse it? Would it just work properly? Stop debugging. Run. Start debugging. Let's reload. There we go. So that worked for us.
Welcome to Wordcatcher,
So basically,
the ultimate battle
yeah,
for words.
so I think we just needed to, the data item is not defined, which means the user does not exist at all in the table. We are just saying that, okay, let's start with the normal flow. And I think we'll see. Welcome to the Wordcatcher, the ultimate battle for words. And we'll just get to this in a while. But now the next thing that we need to do is go back to database.js, and now let's get all of this to create a new prototype method, and we are going to call this, so this one was get user, so this function to get details of the user, right? This one function to get detail, function to insert the user's successful answer, right? So this is what this would do, is basically update the user's answer, right? So that's what we are trying to do here, the last answer day. Hey little defeat, hey, welcome to the stream. What kind of voice game am I building? So let me just showcase to you in just a minute. We're just running this DynamoDB stuff here. So let me just wrap this up and then I'll quickly show it to you. So what I'm going to do here is, let's call it as update last answered day, right? And we'll just call this as parameters, right? Or do we just call this params? Yeah, I think we can just call this params. Okay. So what I'm building, little defeat, is a small voice game, and what we are trying to do here is let me just show you. So this is an Alexa based game. Where is my readme.md? Yeah, there we go. So the game is called as Wordcatcher, and what Wordcatcher basically does is every day it's okay. I'm not sure. Right, can you folks hear me? All right, Kevin, there we go. Okay, let me just disable this. Okay, I'm not sure, I think just early morning, my ISP. Yep, I am back. I'm not sure why though, but it feels like my ISP is kind of dying on me early morning. Maybe they are yet to wake up, but I'm pretty sure that's not how it works. Hopefully this should work properly for a while. Let's see. But okay, yeah. So what we are trying to do here, little defeat, is by the way, thanks for the follow. I think we missed that. Yeah, thanks for the follow, little defeat, really appreciate it. So here's what we are building, right? We are building a game called as Wordcatcher, and what the game does is every week we have theme-based puzzles. So let's say this week the theme is time. So what's going to happen is, on the first day you are going to get a puzzle, the answer for which would be clock. The next day you may get a puzzle, the answer for which may be meridian, right? Or the third day you are going to get a puzzle which is going to be alarm, so on and so forth, right? So in a week you're going to get 6 questions and you need to just answer, but all these questions will have a theme of sorts, right? So that's what Wordcatcher is all about. Weekly based puzzles, weekly theme based puzzles, right? Now what this game, what we are trying to also build within this game is the ability to give the user a chance to detect what the theme might be. So like, say for example, I come to the game on Monday, right? So it's going to say, the customer is going to say open Wordcatcher and are you ready to play the game? And then the question is going to be asked, right? So the question would be something like, what has two hands, and something like that. And what is a 5-letter word that has 3 hands, or something like that. And the customer is going to say clock. So we're going to say, okay, you've got today's question correct, but do you want to take a stab at the week's theme? What do you think might be the week's theme? And if they get the theme correct, then they get certain points. So if they get the theme correct on Monday, they'll get 60 points. If they get it correct on Tuesday, they'll get 50 points, and so on and so forth, right? And if they answer it on the Sunday, well, they are just going to get 10 points. So I hope that explains what we are trying to build here. Yeah, let me know if you have any questions. So what we are going to now do is, let's come back here. So this is our logic for writing to the database, right? So what we are going to do here is, we are going to say yep, DB helper, you know what, let's just copy this. And let's come in here and do this, right? And we just don't need all this logic here. Okay. And we are going to call this function as dbhelper.update last answer day. And we are going to pass the parameters here. Okay, we're just going to pass the params. So the params is going to be, I don't think we need the yeah, I don't think we need the params. So let's do one thing. Let's just pass the user ID and let's pass the current day, right? We don't need this. Yeah, we don't need this for sure, and we don't need parameters as well. But yeah, let's go back here, and here I think we can just copy this params, take it back here, let's replace that with this, right? Okay. Yeah. So this is going to be table name, which is going to come in from here, and this is going to be user ID and current day, right? So user ID and current day passed in here, right? So this is going to be user ID, current day. Now what we are going to do here is we are going to do a put item, right? So we are going to say put item, so my dynamo dot put item, and yeah, console resolve data, right? We don't need all these things here, it's okay. We don't need the resolving as well. Yeah, I think this is fine. Yep, okay, this looks good. Now what we need to do here is, so once we kind of get the data, I don't think we need to really do much here. So we're going to say console.log. Okay, this is done. Let's just do that, console.log data. So the slot type that I'm planning to use at this point, and let me just show you the interaction model. So interaction model. So this is going to be a very custom slot type, right? And the custom slot type is going to be like, I'm going to feed values into the answers in here. So this is going to be like it's just going to be a custom slot type with all the answers in here. Now I know this might be very tedious, but the way I kind of plan to run this skill is basically once I get the skill live and running, every week, say at like end of Friday for the next week, I'll just put all the questions in my database and at the same time get all the values in the answer slot types and then do a live skill update. So that way I don't have to worry about like, ensuring that I have all the values before certification. So I'm going to try and use update live skill for that. And yeah, that's my mechanism at this point. So anyways, I think this looks more or less done. Let's run this and see what happens. So this is going to be a new user, right? So we don't have a new user yet. So let's see what happens. Okay, we are running. Open Wordcatcher. So there we go. I'm not sure if you can hear this. If you can hear Alexa's audio, just let me know.
Battle for words.
Welcome to Wordcatcher, the ultimate battle for words. And
there was a problem with the requested skills response.
Let's just fix this first. Yeah. Unexpected dev end of JSON inputs. Okay. What about dynamic entities for the slot values? I mean, dynamic entities is also a way to go about it. Yep, that I had not given thought about it. Yeah, I think dynamic entities is fine as well. I think dynamic entities though is limited to 5. I forgot now. Dynamic entities. I think there's a bit of restrictions on that, right? On how much you can load. I kind of forgot how much it is right now. Yeah, if you load more than 100 entities in an intent response. Yeah, I kind of feel like, thanks for that tip, Little Diffit. Yeah, we could definitely go down that path as well, and that would just reduce the efforts needed for Dynamo, getting all these variables into this thing. Yeah, so that's something that we could totally do. Yep. Now, so let's just do one thing here. So we need the welcome message. Let's get the strings, welcome message, rules, and ready. Okay, so plus handler input dot t rules plus handler input dot t. Oops. Yeah, so this is what we are trying to do. Now let's just figure out why is it that we are running into this error 170. What's the error on 170? Okay, update last answer day. Yeah, I think Amazon search query to catch all the wrong ones. Maybe that's one way to do that. Yes, I think that's a good idea. Thing is, I just restarted streaming, so this was kind of like something that I had done like almost 3 months back, and then left the project as is, and then just picked it up. Yeah, so he only changes one dynamic entity, which makes sense, right? I think that totally makes sense, and I think we could definitely try that out. Okay. Oh, you know what? I think, yeah, we did not do an async. Classic rookie mistake. I hope that was why we are having this issue. Yeah. So let's try this now. Open Wordcatcher. Yeah.
Welcome to
So-
Wordcatcher, the
Yeah,
ultimate
so
battle
every day
for
you
words.
also get 2 attempts
I will
at guessing
ask
the
you a
answer.
question
So these
every
questions
week,
follow a
and
theme
you
every
have to
week,
guess
and if
the
you guess the
answer.
theme as well, you
You
can get
get
extra
2
points.
attempts at guessing the
Are
answer.
you ready?
These questions for
I was born ready.
Tuesday question.
So it's going to ask me my Tuesday question, and this is how my question bank looks like. So it's just question, right? So I have not yet updated puzzles in here. Let's give the clock as the answer.
That is
Yep,
the
so
correct
that
answer.
is definitely the
You
correct
get
answer.
10 points.
And now
Do you
what that
want to
would
take a
do
guess
is
at
if
this
I
week's
go in
theme?
back here, you can see this account has the last answer day as 159 now. So now if they have 159, let's so do you want to take a guess at this week's valid theme? We are going to say okay. Does answering yes work? No, I don't
Sunday
think.
question.
Yeah, so if someone says yes, then it asks basically the theme question, which is going to be asked on Sunday. So the weeks start on Monday for us, and Sunday is when you kind of have the theme question coming up. So as you can see, the theme is time, and the other ones would be clock, meridian, whatever it is, right? Now that we are sorted out, let's exit. So now that we've answered today's question, so let's do an open Wordcatcher again. This time,
There was a problem with the requested
Okay,
skills response.
this is what I was expecting. What just happened there? Run, start debugging. Kind of feel like there's some issue with this.
You have answered today's question.
Yeah, so I'm not sure what happened there, but yeah, when you say now open Wordcatcher, it says you have answered today's question. So yep, that is what we were trying to do, and over the past 1 or 2 episodes, that's what we have been doing. So just to sum this up, right, here's what we have been doing lately. We are running all of this on a local DynamoDB instance, right? So we have local DynamoDB running in here. It's running on port 2525, and none of this has been deployed to AWS yet, right? This is all local debugging, right? Now what we did was we set up like we have an AWS DynamoDB, and we are connecting it to the local host, and we've created 2 helper methods. One is basically what gets the user's detail, and the second one updates the last answered day. So that is this database.js file. And then what we did here was from our launch request handler, we were just saving, we are just getting the user's details and just checking. If this is a first time user, we'll say that, hey, welcome to the game, here's how you play it, and then ask them if they are ready to play. But if they are not a first time user and they have answered the question, they just get a response saying, hey, you answered today's question. Now this is not exactly the right code. I think what we'll need to do here is we'll need to check what was the last answered day's value. So whatever was the last answered day's value for this user, so basically 159 in here, we'll check if that is equal to the current day, and if it is, and only then we'll say that, hey, you answered today's question. So that's a logic that we need to write, but I think that is something that we are going to do tomorrow. So we've done this, so let's say up next, this is what we need to do. Yeah, we've done all of these things. Okay, so we've done local debugging. We are saving the user performance to the day, right? And what we need to do next tomorrow is check what was the last answered day's value, and we need to, now we'll jump into a bit more of the gameplay, right? So check what was last answered day's value, and if they have answered the theme for, and they have answered this week's question or not. So if someone has answered today's question and they come back into the skill, we should have the ability for them to answer this week's theme, and they just get one attempt at it. So yeah, I think that's something that we need to figure out as well. And little different, do I have any visuals yet or planned with APL? Yeah, I think we'll definitely get there. So at this point, we just it's been I think we just started like 3 or 4 days back, and a lot of the time has been spent, like as you can see, we were just cleaning up some part of the code base, and just getting acquainted with the code base, because it felt like this was written by some strange person. That was not me. So we've understood the code base now, back now, and what we are going to do is, now we are going to get into building all the features that we want to build. So yes, definitely I think APL is going to be one part of this, and hopefully we have some really compelling visuals on this skill. Again, let me just take a minute, and how about we just commit the code, update, added DB helpers, git push origin master. So all of this code is available on my GitHub, so you can just go to github.com/pkarthikar and remind me later, go to repositories, and out here this is Wordcatcher. So this is still in, oops, I didn't intend to do that, but yeah, okay, I'm not sure if that link is not going to work, is it? Yeah, this link, right? So yeah, that's pretty much it for today. I think decent progress today. The next thing that we are going to do here is, tomorrow we are going to write some logic around the last weekly theme and some of the points logic. So I think that's what we are going to do up next. And like I said, I just want to commit to kind of a consistent schedule of streaming and get this out the door, because I've been working on this for quite a while now. So yeah, that's pretty much it for today. I think we'll end the session today. Thanks so much for joining in, Little Defeat and Kevin Evans. Really appreciate you folks spending your time and helping me out as well. Thank you, and I hope you are staying safe and staying healthy. I'll see you folks tomorrow at 6 a.m. IST. And yep, that's pretty much it for today. Bye bye folks, take care.